Hello and welcome to Castle's Corner. I am Coach Castle, and today is all about calves, the many myths, misconceptions, and then, of course, the correct biomechanical information as to how to train them properly and efficiently to maximize your gains. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. Now, the calves are generally thought to be comprised of two separate muscles, the gastrocnemius and the soleus. However, it makes much more sense to consider them as only one muscle, as both parts converge on a single Achilles tendon and produce only one single function, plantar flexion, or the extension of the ankle. Now, while it is true that some individuals believe you can prioritize one of these muscles over the other with your choice of exercise, this is incorrect. In particular because the soleus has almost no capacity for growth, and it is basically nothing more than a very long tendon. When the calf muscle contracts, or it is shortened, it pulls upwards on the heel bone using the Achilles tendon, which causes the forefoot to extend downward. Both muscles participate equally in this function, without one being prioritized over the other in most instances. What is the determining factor in which muscle will be more activated is effort and speed, or the intensity required for the particular activity and the speed associated with it. This determines which of the two muscles is more active. Now, this is because the gastrocnemius is comprised of mostly type 2 or fast twitch muscle fibers, while the soleus is comprised of mostly type 1 or slow twitch muscle fibers. As a result, the gastro tends to work slightly more when called upon for high-intensity efforts and slow muscle contraction, and the soleus works slightly more when called upon for speed, as it acts as a spring in these cases to preserve energy. When stretched like a spring, tendons store elastic energy. When the spring is released, it snaps back rapidly to its initial condition, utilizing the elastic energy that was stored. For example, when walking, running, or jumping rope, the Achilles tendon stretches when the foot hits the ground, and all of this stored energy is released like a spring during the toe-off phase. This is the body's way of conserving metabolic energy while walking, running, or jumping rope. In classic muscle training, or slow contraction training, the tendons of the legs do not behave like a spring. The muscle fibers actively change in length, while the tendons scarcely grow any longer. However, during rhythmically oscillatory movements, such as running, hopping, jumping, or yes, rapidly training your calves in an up and down fashion, you will see that the tendon stretches while the muscle remains in an isometric contraction, whereas in classic muscle training, the muscle itself actively changes in length. Another problem with calf training is active insufficiency. The gastrocnemius muscle is a biarticular muscle passing over the knee and ankle. On one end, it shortens through the ankle and plantar flexion movement, and on the other end, it shortens through knee flexion. When we sit with the knees bent and perform plantar flexion in the gastrocnemius, it enters a state of active insufficiency and is significantly weakened. In this case, the soleus muscle compensates and becomes more active since it's not a biarticulate muscle. Here is a demonstration of me performing the seated calf raise versus me performing standing. Now, the top calf exercise, in my opinion, would actually be using the leg press machine in a unilateral fashion, or one leg at a time. You'll want to line up your foot placement on the machine so that the crease of your toes is a straight line with the edge of the machine. You're going to want to lower for 4 seconds slowly to a fully stretched position at the bottom, and then pause for 2 seconds before rapidly raising it again. If you do not have access to a leg press machine, you can have a variety of other options, such as standing dumbbell raises or simply body weight dumbbell raises. You can do cable standing raises, many alternatives. However, this is the tempo you're going to want to be using as it relaxes the tendons and prioritizes the muscle fibers.